Welcome back, Game King family, to another F1 Clash video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about strategy for beginners and the kind of mindset you want to have when beginning to play F1 Clash as a brand new player. All right, so as you can see, we're on our junior account here, and we're basically brand new. We have no parts in there. We have some parts, but we're going to give you the reason why that's how it is right there for in a second. And we have our two drivers, Guan Yu Zhou and Kevin Magnussen, comments both at level 1. All right. So before we jump into it, remember to subscribe to the channel for more F1 Clash content, and also remember to smash that like button. Let me see that you guys like this video, and we should make more of this video for you guys. All right, so first up, we're going to talk about the mindset when coming into F1 Clash. So you're just starting out F1 Clash. You've loved the sport F1, and you found this little mobile game here, and you're loving it. You're going to give it a try. All right, so you just start out. Your first two races, the game is going to be very, very easy. Where it's going to be showing you how the game is played. The first two races, you probably win a 1-2. All right, but as the game progresses down in your third race is where the real game kicks in, and those 1-2 are over for you. All right, so the first thing you need to put in your mind in F1 Clash, it's a win some, lose some kind of game. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some races. All right, so don't worry about it. It is what it is. All right, the second thing about F1 Clash is learning strategies to allow you to win more than you lose, and that's where I come in. I'm going to be sharing with you guys here today a strategy that you could use to win more than how you lose. All right. Next up, you have your drivers and your drivers' parts. All right, your car parts. Now, the higher your driver is on the table here, is the better that driver is. Epics are all better than commons and rares. All right, so like Mick Schumacher here, he's better than Albon here, and though Zhou is higher than Mick Schumacher there, Mick Schumacher is still better than Zhou there because he is a epic part. All right, so all epics are better than commons and rares in this season, that is. All right. In previous seasons, we had common and rares basically equaling up to epics, but for this season, all epics are stronger than common and rares. All right. So you're just starting out, and you have Zhou and Kevin Magnussen. You've unlocked a few parts. You don't want to put on those parts that you've unlocked onto your car at this stage in the game, as that is going to be influence what we call a team score. You really don't want to influence your team score too high, or else you're going to be getting stronger rivals. The higher your team score, the stronger the game thinks you are, and it's going to put you against stronger players. So to avoid those stronger players at the beginning so you can have fun and you can win more races, you want to keep that right at where it's at. And we're going to jump on into our first race, where I'm going to share with you the strategy. So your first race will be in Series 1, so let's go Series 1. All right, so as we wait for a match to be found in Series 1 here, there is a in-game currency that is called coins. There it is, where you race and earn that coin. Now, at this stage, you won't have a lot of that coin. At the higher stages, that coin will be irrelevant to you. So a lot of players tend to spend bucks and buy coins. You don't want to do that at all. That's the worst way to spend your bucks, to use it to buy resources. You don't want to do that. You want to play races over and over so you gain those coins. All right. All right, so there we go. Nice to the qualifiers from Kevin Magnussen and Zhou there. Magnussen all the way out in P13. All right, so right here we have the tire selection window. You want to make sure you select tires that can go for long. So we're going to go mediums with Magnussen, and we're going to go hards with Zhou. So 2 to 3 means it can go two laps on boost, 3 laps in conserve. 2 to 4 means it can go up to 2 laps on boost and 4 laps on conserve. All right, we're going to talk about conserve and boost in a minute here. All right, so these bars here are your boost bars. So on red is what I call boost. And on green is what I call conserve. That means you're going the slowest you could possibly go. And orange is what I call regular driving. That means you're going mid pace. You're going somewhere slow and someone not fast. You're not going as slow as you can, and you're not going as fast as you can. All right. So you could use orange speed for majority of the race, but it burns more tires. So once you're in like clean air, like you see Mick Schumacher here is in clean air, you want to cut them down to conserve. All right, so once you get that nice little clean air, you want to cut down to conserve. And when you cut down to conserve, what that does is allow your driver to defend his position and hold it for a little bit. All right, so once you get on some straights, you want to give a little boost just like that, and then you just cut right back down to conserve. And when you use the conserve in that method, it leaves you to go for the longest stint on your tires. All right, so we see 2 to 3 here on these mediums, so we want to go for 3 laps, a maximum of 3 laps. As you can see, Magnussen is holding his position. Zoe has lost a position, and that is because of tire management, because cars on softs and mediums are faster than cars on hard tires. However, that does not mean that a car on soft or medium tires is going to run over your car on hard tires. So you can still conserve for a good amount. As you can see, Joe here holding off a car who was on soft tires, who's behind him now has gone to pit. And we see Magnussen holding off P10 as he had picked up some position from those cars going to pit early as he's going long. All right, now what we're going to be doing is going back to pit with our Magnussen here after we've conserved for so long. And we could go for hard tires, and these are your service menu. So this purple bar at the bottom is what we call a service bar. If that goes to 0, your car is going to suffer a breakdown, which is not going to be good. So you always want to make sure you go to pit before that goes down to 0. You could go like a no servicing lap if you're doing like a 2-stop strategy. As you can see now, we're starting our 4th lap with Orzo here, and he's now up to P11, and he has tires to continue. All right, so we're doing a 1-stop strategy here with both drivers, or we could go for a 2-stop strategy with Magnussen. We could have gone for medium tires and went up for a 2-stop strategy with Magnussen, but we're doing a 1-stop strategy here, and we're just going to let him drive as we are going long, as majority of the pack will be doing a 2-stop strategy. And Orzo, we're lining him up now to go to pit, and we're going to put in his go to pit orders. We're going to bring him back to a next set of hard tires after he has done 4 laps. The reason why we're coming back for more hard tires is because we want to boost the remaining 2 laps on these hards. And as you can see, where Magnussen is in a good position, he crossed the line with 75%, and as you can see, it's 2 to 4. So that would be 50% for 2 laps, and for 4 laps it would have been 25% of tires. All right, so we just crossed the line with 75, so we have a total of 3 laps remaining on these tires at this pace. All right, if you increase the pace, that's going to burn the tires a lot faster, and he won't get the pit stops at this pace. As you can see, the rival on softs will be needing to go to pit as Orzo boosts along to catch up, and there is the rival on soft, and all the cars that are on softs will be going to pit there. So we'll be passing them all by the pits. As you can see, we're crossing the pit line with 50% tires. There we go, P15 for our Magnussen. And here comes Joe, who is on full boost for the remainder of the race, because he can boost up to 3 laps. Or was it 2 laps? So it's 2 laps. So we're going to cut him to regular driving there as we have passed the rival. And that is the main aim of winning in F1 Clash duels. All right, is to beat your rival. Don't worry about the rest of the pack. The entire pack can pass us here. We really couldn't care less about the entire rest of the pack. All we care about is those 2 cars in red. All right, that's the only cars we care about. Those 2 cars in red are the enemy. All right, those are the only cars we want to beat. And there we can see we've completed the race on our last lap. Looks like Magnussen is about to go out of tires because we cut him up to regular driving and we didn't have him on conserve. So he's about to run out of tires. When your drivers run out of tires, they're still going to be able to drive, but they're going to be a lot slower than they would have been if they had tires. So we're going to cut him down to conserve to try and savor those tires to go as long as he can before they run out. And then we're just going to boost him right back up as long as they run out, just like that. And we'll just let him hold his position from there. As you can see now, he's about to cross the finish line, and we boost Orzo also across the finish line, and we won P14, P15, which is a big win over the rival P19, P20 there. So 21 points scored, and we managed to win the race, all right, using the conserve strategy. Now we're going to share with you another strategy you could use, which is called the use it all strategy, or it's a strategy where you use all of your resources. I mean, you're going to be using like all of your servicing, all of your tires, everything, all of your fuel. You're just going to be using it all. All right, so we're going to go again and wait to find a match. And we've just earned 1,000 coins. As we put up 1,000 coins, the rival put up 1,000 coins, and we earned 1,000 coins. So a while ago, the team score was 126 to 126. In this race, the team score is 126 to 137. That means the rival have some parts on their car, and they're going to be a lot stronger. All right. However, it does not mean because they're going to be stronger, you cannot win. All right. With right strategy, nothing is impossible in this game. And as you can see, we still outqualify the rival who has extra parts. So just to show you, and we don't have on any parts, the parts are not really relevant at this stage in the game. All right. So all you need to do is keep that car nice and clean where it is. Don't add anything to it to increase your team value. That will give you a harder opponent that will have stronger parts than you, and at that point they will definitely be having a big advantage over you. So you always want to start off with boosts to give your drivers the best start possible. Always want to start off with that boost. Give them the best start possible. Now this strategy is what I call the regular driving strategy, where we're going to be using mostly regular driving here, and we're going to still use some form of conserve in there, but we're not going to use a lot. All right, so this one requires a lot more pit stop than the previous strategy that we just used, which was a one-stop strategy, as we're now playing basically racing aggressive here to pick up positions and to try and make up some places. So we're going to cut that down to regular driving, and we're going to let our drivers drive. Once you see them in clean air like this, if they're looking like they're not overtaking and they're just following the other car in front, you could save a little of the tires by cutting them down. But once you see them attacking like that, you want to boost them up so they're very aggressive at that point to pick up positions. Then you can cut them down a little bit and then let some cars catch up. As you can see, Magnussen here with Ocon right in behind. Then you want to cut him right back up to regular driving from there and just let them go. You could still go for 3 laps with this strategy. The only difference with this one is that we're going to be making a 2-stop strategy, and we're going to be maximizing our fuel use or tire use and or servicing bar use. All right, so we're going to cut that back down, and we're going to go for 3 laps here. So we're going to boost or Magnussen here, clear air, so he go with catch up. Then we're gonna cut him back down there, and we're gonna boost our Zoe here as well in clear air and cut him back down there. What we're gonna do now is what is called stocking in the game. You want to try not to stock as much as possible, but in this strategy we're gonna be stocking, and we're gonna be going in with no servicing, so we get a faster pit stop time. All right, so we're going to come back for mediums with no servicing, so we get a faster pit stop time, and we could use that service bar to our advantage at this point. So we're out of tires with Magnussen, so we're going to boost him here so he defends his position going into pit, and we'll let Orzo take his time and cruise on in on conserve as or Magnuson is in pit, and we don't want Zoe to stock. And there we go. Nice exit from or Magnuson, leaving Zoe to not stock and get a clean entrance in. All right, so now we have Magnuson out in P14. We're going to keep him on blast from here, and we're also going to keep our Zoe on blast from here. We see the rival on some softs there. He will need to make a pit stop here. We're going to cut down a little bit there as we're driving very aggressive with this strategy, as it's a very aggressive strategy to pick up positions. So if you're racing like a real player at this point, or if you're racing a bot, the conserve strategy works really nice. However, racing a real player, you want to have a aggressive strategy that will be working to pick up places and trying to get some overtakes done. Now, because our servicing bar is low, we're going to cut that down to conserve there, cut that down to conserve there, and we're going to now go to pit with our Zoe here or Magnuson here, and we're going to service. We also want to go to pit with our Zoe here, and we are going to service once again, and we're going to come now to mediums again, or we could come to softs if we choose to, but mediums right now would be the better option. As you can see, Kevin Magnuson's servicing bar is down to 4%, and Zoe is just right behind him there, so it's down. He's going to make it in without suffering a breakdown though, but they are going to be stocking at this point. However, the rival Magnuson will have to make another pit stop, and the rival Zoe will also have to make another pit stop. And as I said before, it's not about beating the AIs, it's about beating the rival. So because we're coming back out now on fresh tires, because we stock there, we see our Zoe getting jump in the pits as Magnuson pit stop was a bit faster. And here we go now for the hunt of Zoe, and as you can see, all our fuel has been used and all our tire management is going to be used by the end of the race, as we're going to be attacking here straight to the end with both drivers. So Zoe has picked up on the rival Magnuson, and here comes or Magnuson on the rival Zoe, who will be going to pit, so we'll be passing him shortly. There we go, flying along, making our way up to P16, and our Zoe should also pass the rival, flying along, making our way up to P21, and there you go, race 1 again. All right, so now the game automatically cuts you down here, so you save enough fuel to go back to pit. But here is a pro tip for you: whenever your drivers cut down the fuel automatically, if you're like above 1 lap of fuel remaining, you could always cut up to regular driving like this, and your drivers will be good enough to make it back to the finish line without running out of fuel. If they're below that 1 lap fuel range when they just cut down, you don't want to do that, or they're going to run out of fuel. And as you can see, we've won again with this strategy. So you could use both strategies, depends on the kind of matches you get. If you are now wondering, like, Game with King, how do I know? There we go, we got a platinum crate, which is nice. How do I know if I am racing against a real player or if I'm racing against a bot? Game with King. So real players tend to always boost at the start of the race, and real players tend to race very aggressively, as bots tend to be a little bit more calmer than aggressive. So it's going to be leading to you practicing these strategies to see which one you are better at and which one you want to use more than which one. All right, based on your style of playing the game. If you want to be an aggressive player and you want to charge, or if you want to relax and use like the strategy to win instead of the aggression to win. So it's really up to you. But these are 2 great strategies in the game, and these strategies are used at even the pro level. We use these strategies, so you make sure you learn these strategies, and now you have a full breakdown and understanding of these strategies, and hopefully these strategies work for you. All right, so let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this one. Have you been using these strategies before? Have you tried the strategies, and have they worked for you? Let me know down in the comments, and remember to smash that like button for more of these videos. And that's basically going to be it for this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Walk good, guys. Bye. Shout out to Marco Pedrana, Vid Mantis, Christopher Graves, Alfredo Jr., and Touch My Dilly.